son. Where's the place?
The miners of Kent. There's your meet with Macbeth.
The knowledge of the royal is thou didst leave it out.
Thou bullet stored. There's two spent swimmers that do cleave together and choke their hearts. The merciless star, dishonored traitor to thy code, more to that multiple abilities of nature do swarm upon him. From the Fakir system of conscripted mercenaries is supplied in victory on his damned corpse. Smiling, show-like, an honorless whore. Rolls too weak for brave Macbeth, for they deserve that name, disdaining fortune with his banished batleth, which smoked with bloody execution like valor's minions carved a passage till they face star-hot, and with no poison seemed him from knave to chop, and fix his head upon our battlements.
Oh, worthy cousin, great Klingon!
Just as spring appears, shipwrecking storms and direful thunder break. So from our spring whence victory seemed to come, discomfort swelled. Mark, Emperor, mark! No sooner justice had with valor armed compelled these fleeing cowards to trust their heels than a fleet of Herc battle cruisers, surveying vantage with furbished arms and new supplies of men broke the atmosphere.
Dismayed not this, our worthy captain, Macbeth, and Kwoh.
Does a rock rabbit frighten a fire lion? If I say sooth, I must say, they're as disruptors overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe, whether they meant to bathe in reeking wounds or tear a hole in space-time, I cannot tell. But I am faint. My Kahless cry aloud.
He sees the gates of Kwoh.
So well, thy words become thee as thy wounds.
They smack of honor, both. Go now, in glory, to that eternal battle.
haste looks through his eyes. It seems so should he look, to speak things strange.
Kapla!
From whence camest thou, worthy Klingon?
From lowlands of Kether, great Kahless, where Romulan warbirds flout the skies and fan our people cold. Praetor Coleus, with terror numbers, assisted by those most dishonored of the House of Starrad, began a dismal conflict, till Macbeth, spattered in gore, bridegroom of lusty war herself, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point tyrannical, arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell on us!
Great honor.
Now, Coleus the Romulan desires peace. We would not deign him the burial of his men until he retreated to Romulan space and rendered unto us 10 million bars of platinum for our general use.
Go now and pronounce Molar's death, and with his former titles greet Macbeth.
I will see it done.
What Molar hath lost, Macbeth hath won.
Killing swine.
Sister, where thou?
A captain's wife had chestnuts in her lap. And much, and much, and much. Give me, quoth I, Aranthe witch, the rump-and-rending cries. Her husband's 2 kids are gone, captain of the Warbird Tongue. But in a sea mild with a fly, and like a rat without a tail, I'll chew the wires and environmental control. Say I'll do. I'll leave the award below. Thou art kind.
And I another.
I myself have all the other. Look what I have.
Show me.
Here I have a hellman's thong. A rack is home where he did come.
A drum, Macbeth doth come.
The sisters, hand in hand, hostess of the stars, are there. Thus to go back, thrice to nine, and thrice to nine, and thrice again to make up 9.
Peace. Charm found out.
So foul and fair a day I've not seen.
How far is it to Scrub? What are these, so withered and so wild in their appearance that look not like the inhabitants of Kronos, yet are on it? Did you? Or are you often men question?
Speak if you can. What are you?
Kapla! Hail to thee, Macbeth, the dull-hard master! Kapla! All hail Macbeth in the house of Molar!
Kapla, Macbeth, thou shalt be emperor hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical? Or then indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction, of noble having and of royal hope that he seems wrapped withal. To me, you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time, and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither bid nor fear your favors nor your hate.
Kapla!
Kapla!
Lesser than Macbeth,
And greater,
not so happy.
yet much happier.
Your son will be emperor, but thou wilt not. So
Indeed, I know I am a Dahar master. But how is Molar? General Molar lives, a prosperous Klingon. And the Emperor stands enough within the prospect of belief. Say to let you owe this strange intelligence. Or why upon this blasted heath you stuff away with such prophetic greeting? Speak! Speak, I charge you!
Whither are they vanished?
Into the air. What seemed corporal melted his breath into the wind. Would they had stayed, Kwoh?
Were such things here that we speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your son Reinar shall be emperor.
You shall be emperor.
And master of the house of Molar, too, was it not so?
To the self-same tuned words. Who's here?
Kahless had happily received Macbeth, the news of thy success. And when he heard of thy ventures against star-eyed slaves and all the rest of the self-same day, in the stout Romulan ranks, as thick as hail came the report, and everyone did bear thy praises in the Emperor's glorious war.
Not to fear that the strange images of death thyself didst make.
He bade me from him call thee master of the house of Molar, to hail most worthy Klingon, for it is time.
What?
General Molar lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed metals?
Molar is dead. He battled long with Kahless on the blood-stained banks of the River Sprawl. Disarmed capital, confessed and proved, has overthrown him.
Master of Macbeth and Molar. Greatest is behind. Thanks for your deeds.
You not hope your son would be emperor, when those that gave the house of Molar to be promised no less than
That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the throne, besides the house of Molar. It is strange. And oftentimes, to win us to our harm, the instruments of deceit tell us truths, win us with honest trifles, to betrayal and deepest consequence.
Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. Cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing into truth? I command the house of Molar. If good, then why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image doth unfix my hair, and make my seated hearts knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man. Function is smothered in surmise. Nothing is but what is not.
Look how a partner's wrapped.
If chance would have me emperor, chance may crown me without my stir.
Worthy Macbeth, you stay upon your leisure.
Give me your pardon! My dull mind was wrought with things forgotten. No warriors! Your deeds are witnessed by your fathers in Kwoh, and your places made ready amongst them. Transport them, that is the commandment. Think upon what hath chanced, and at more time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts to each other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Go, it's you!
They met me in the day of success, and I had learned by the perfectest report they had more than the mortal knowledge. When I had burned in the desire to question them further, they made themselves air into which they vanished. Whilst I scanned wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the Emperor, who all hailed me Master of the House of Molar, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to come along time with Hail, Emperor that shalt be! This have I thought good to tell thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dews of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell.
Computer, strike the file from our database and stop up any trace of these transmissions. Macbeth thou art, and Molar, and shall be what thou art promised. Yet, do I fear thy nature? It is too full of the milk of Klingon honor to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but the cruelty should attend it. I will pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned with all.
My lady, we have received a subspace transmission. The Emperor comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it!
You doubt my sincerity. It is true.
You bring great news. The hawk-raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Kahless under my deflector shields. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood and stop up the axis and passage to remorse. No compunctions, whisperings of honor shake my felt purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and hate. Come to my woman's breast and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and hold me in the dullest smoke of hell, that my keen knife sees not to the wounded mace, nor breath or peep through the blade of the dark to cry, hold! Hold! Master of Molar, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter, thy transmissions have transported me beyond this ignorant present, that I feel now the future in the instant.
McKay. Kahless comes here tonight.
And when goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my husband, is a book where men may read strange madness. To beguile the times, look like the times. Farewell from me, your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which, to all our nights and days to come, your slowly sovereign sway and master.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear, to alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This vessel has no hostile stench. Its environmental control nimbly battles with our warring senses. See our honored business. Where is Macbeth? We coast him that he flies well. His great love is powerful as his prosperous have guided him to his home before us.
Oh, you do us great honor, Kahless, Emperor of Provost.
Give me your hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him highly, and shall continue our graces towards him. Oh, worthiest cousin! Even now, Stephen, weighs heavily on me. Thou wast so far before that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. What thou wast less deserving, in the proportion both of thanks and of payment might have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself.
He is so full valiant! In his commendations I am thanked. It is a banquet to me.
If it were done, when it is done, 'twere well done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with this surcease success, that with this blow might be the be-all and end-all here. But here upon this bank and shoal of time we but jump the events to come, that we but teach bloody instruction, which upon being taught returns to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice recommends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. First as I am a Klingon and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then as his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife himself. I've no spur to prick the sides of my intent, only vaulting ambition, which overleaps itself and falls on the other. How now, what news?
He is almost up. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me again?
No, not he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have won golden opinions from all sorts of Klingons, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was Hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since and wakes it now to look so green and pale, what it did so freely? From this time I account thy love, art thou so afeard to be saved with thine own act and valor, as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have which thou esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon, I would like a muley for Jeryn?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a Klingon. Who dares do more is none.
What creature was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst to do it, then you were a Klingon, and to be more than what you were, you would be so much more Klingon. No obligations, no excuses did then I hear. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, upon the smile of my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums, and dashed the brains out that I so swear to you, as you have done to this.
And we should fail?
We fail? But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we will not fail. When Kahless is asleep, where to the wrath of his hard day's journey will soundly invite him? His two chamberlains? Will I with wine and sail so convince that memory? The ward of the brain shall be a few, the receipt of reason a lineback only. Wit and swinish sleep. Their drenched natures lie as in the death. What cannot you and I perform on the unguarded Kahless? What not upon his spongy officers shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children only. For thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very doctored daggers, and that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our grief and clamor roar upon his death?
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away. Mock time with fairest show. False face must hide what false heart doth know.
How goes tonight, boy?
The tax smooths down. Hasn't marked the time.
It goes down at 3,500 hours.
I take it 'tis later.
Sorry. Hold it. Take my spin. The heavens can serve their power. The stars are dimmer tonight. Take me there. The heavy sun's lies like lead upon me. Be my spirit. Who's that?
Oh, a friend?
What, son? Am I getting dressed? The Emperor's in bed. Oh, well. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. Do you have chosen truth?
I think not of them. yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we will spend it on some words upon that business, if you would grant me the time.
At your kindest leisure.
Kapla!
Thanks, sir. Back to you.
Go bid upon thy mistress. She ring upon the bell when supper is ready. Time! Push, charge Kahless. Is it a dagger which I see before me? Handle toward my hand. Come, let me touch thee. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind? A false creation, proceeding from the heat oppressive brain. I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou washest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument was I to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade in dungeon gouts of blood which was not so before, there's no such thing! It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Thou sure and firm set warbird, hear not my steps, which way they walk. Fulfill thy very whole prate of my whereabouts, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whiles I threat he lives. Words to the heat of deeds, too cold breath to use. I go, and it is done. The veil invites me. Hear not Kahless, for it's a nail that summons thee to Sova or to hell.
Oh, that which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire! Hark! Peace!
Who's there?
I'm afraid they have awakened. He is not done. On the intent and not the deed that bounds us. Hark! I laid the daggers ready. He could not miss him. If he had not resembled my father as he slept, I'd have done it. My husband.
I have done the deed. Does thou not hear a noise?
I heard the ship groan and the reactor scrape. Did not you speak?
When? Now, if I descended, ha! Who lies in the chamber?
Rourke.
This is a sorry sight.
Foolish thought to say a sorry sight. Consider it not so deeply. These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so will make us mad.
Thought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more, Macbeth does murder sleep. Innocent sleep, sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care. Death of each day's life, balm of hurt minds, sore labor's bath. Great nature's second course, chief nourisher of my speech.
Cry! My worthy nephew, do unbend your noble strength to think so principally of things. Go get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go! Carry them in stress and be cruel with blood.
I'll go no more! I'm afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not!
Purpose! Give me the daggers! The sleeping and the dead are what as pictures? It is the eye of cowardice that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll kill the face of the ghost all, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that sound? How is it to be when every noise appalls me? What hands are these? How they pluck out my eyes! Will all Kahless's tears wash this blood from my hand? This my hand, but rather the multitudinous seas in Carnadine. Make the green one red.
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear hearts so white. Your ship docking at starboard entry, retire me to my chamber. The water clears us of this deed. How easy is it then? Your constancy had left unattended. Ah, knocking! Put on your nightgown, let's cage you call us and show us you watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, for best not know myself. Wait till you answer my knocking! I would now put...
Here. Oh, is a knocking indeed. If a man were portraits the barge of the dead, ferrying dishonored souls to the pits of breath or heat, opening the hatches. Here we have a soldier who, upon the expectation of defeat, hanged himself. Come in time, have napkins enough about you? For here, you'll bleed for it. Knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? But you have a neutral party, one that can swear in both armies against either army who committed treason for conscience sake. Come in, time. Come in, great equivocator. Knock! Here we have a woman right come hither for skipping on transparent aluminum. Oh, come in. Shipwright, here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock, never at quiet. What are you? But here's too cold for Grethor. Devil portrait. No further. I had thought to let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. None. I pray you, remember the porter.
Is thy master stirring? Our talking seems to have awakened in here, perhaps.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Tomorrow both.
Is the Emperor stirring?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped me out.
I'll show you to. Here's the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for it is my limited service.
Does the Emperor hedge today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The course has been unruly. Where we flew, comets collided, and as they say, lamenting is heard in the void. Strange streams of death do fall to the wolf time. A vibrant pulsar
clamored the livelong night. Some say the fabric of space-time was feverish and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
Oh, but beyond remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Oh, horror, horror, horror! Time no heart cannot conceive no name.
What's happened?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most dishonorable murder hath broke both the emperor's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
What did you say?
You, His Majesty,
Approach the chamber and see it yourselves. Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm! Murder and treason! Warrants on deck! Awake! Shake off his dark sleep, gas counterfeit, and look on death itself! Up, and see the great truth's image! So back! Kwoh! As from your graves rise up and walk like sprite, to countenance this horror! Defense Division 1!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the vessel? Speak! Speak!
Oh, good lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ears would murder as it fell. Oh, our royal master's buried!
Whoa! Alas, what on our ship?
Too cruel anywhere. Martoff, prithee contradict thyself and say it is not so.
I but died an hour before this chance I have lived a blessed time. From this moment, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but trifles. Renown and grace are dead. The blood wine of life is drawn, and only a grace remains.
Infamous!
You are, and do not know it. Spring, the head, the fountain of your blood, is stopped, the very source of it stopped.
Your royal father was murdered.
By whom? Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood. So were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you serve?
Well, who can be wise amazed? Temperate and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment, no Klingon! The expedition, my violent love, outrun the pulse of reason. Here lay Kahless, his silver skin laced in his golden blood, and his dashed down like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance, and there the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain with hearts to love, and in those hearts courage to make his love known?
Oh, help me, hands! Oh!
Look to the lady!
When we have our battle cruiser landed that drifts in naked spaceless meat and question this most bloody piece of work deal with further, fears and scruples shake us. The great hand of reason I stand, and thence I fight against the undivulged pretense of this dishonorable malice!
And so do I.
So all!
Let us briefly put on manly readiness and meet on Kronos together!
Well contented!
What will I do? Let's not contort with them. Sure, an unfelt sorrow is an office which the boss man does easy. I'll to Vulcan, where I am there daggers in men's smiles. Let me not be dainty of leave taking, but quick away. There's more than that death that steals itself when there's no honor left.
Battles dreadful and wanting strange. But this sore night hath trifled all former knowledge.
Good brother, thou seest the heavens? Hast troubled with Klingon axe threaten our bloody stage? Oh, my clock is day yet. Dark night strength traveling maps. Is it the night's predominance or the day's shade where the darkness does not face crows and doom when living light should kiss it?
It's unnatural, even like the deed that's done.
Ah, here comes the Martoff. How was the world, sir, now?
Why, see you not?
Is it known who did this more than dishonorable deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Alas, the day, what could they protect?
There was some boy. Sompek, Kahless' daughter, is stolen away in flame, which puts upon her suspicion of the deed.
Gains nature still. This ambition will rather than old life's means. Then 'tis most likely the council will call upon Macbeth.
He is already named, and gone to Apparition, the first city to be invested.
Where is Kahless' body?
Carried to Martoff, the sacred storehouse of his ancestors, and guardian of their bones.
Will you to the first city?
No, cousin. I'll to Kitchener.
Oh, well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things well there. Ha-ha! Lest our old roads sit better than our new.
Farewell, brother!
Kahless' glory go with you, and those make good, bad, and friends or foe.
Thou hast it now. Emperor, Kwoh, Macbeth, all as the wee women promised. And I fear thou playest most foully for it. Yes, it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that I would be the roots, father, of an emperor. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. Why? By the verities on thee made good, should they not be my oracles as well, and set me up the code? But hush!
Here's our chief guest!
Oh, he has been forgotten and been as a cat in our quick. He's only unbecoming.
Tonight we hold the solemn supper, sir, and I request your presence. Aren't you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
I would have else desired your good advice at today's high council. And I will talk tomorrow. And is it long you hunt?
So long, my lord, as will fill up the time to down the supper. Go not my hunt the better, I must become a creature of the night for a dark hour or two.
Fail not our feast.
My good lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousin is bestowed in Vulcan, not confessing her dishonorable parricide, filling her hearers with strange invention. But more of that tomorrow. We will have cause of straight craving as jointly. Are you to the hunt? Come on! Till you return at night. Goes Reinhard with you?
Aye, my good lord, our time is called upon us.
I wish your hunting silent, swift, and deadly. Farewell. Let every Klingon be master of his time till 1900 hours. I'll keep myself till supper time alone. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Kwoh stick deep, and in his victory of nature reigns that which would be fear. There is much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in stealth. There is none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my ambition is rebuked, as it is said no law was by Kahless. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of emperor upon me and bade them speak to him. Then prophet-like, they hailed him as father to nine emperors. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, put a barren scepter in my grip,
thence to be wrenched by some unlineal hand, no son of mine succeed. If it be so, for Kwoh's son have I defiled my honor. For him the gracious Kahless have I murdered. For the rancors, a vessel of my peace, for them, my eternal soul given to the pits of Kwoh, to make them emperors, the seed of Kwoh, emperors! Rather than so, come, fate, into the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well, and now have you considered what I have said? That it was he that in the times past who held you so under fortune. This I made good to you at our last meeting. How you were deceived, how you were dishonored, how you were crossed with instruments used against you, that even half-crazed would say, thus did Kwoh.
You made it known, my lord.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you could let this go? Are you so kind to weep for this man and for his son, whose heavy hand hath bound you to the grave and begged yours forever?
We are Klingons, my liege.
I, in the databank, see go for Klingons. As togs and wargles, tribbles, gorns, star jellies, and trees are all kept under the name of life form. But the valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, each according to the gift which bounteous nature hath in him closed. So it is with Klingons. So if you have a rank in the Klingon file, not in the worst rank of Klingons, say it! I will put that business to your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, and grapples you to the heart and love of me, who were my health but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of this world have so incensed. I am reckless when I do despite the world.
And I another, so weary of disaster's token of fortune, that I would set my lie on any chance to mend it, or be rid of it!
Both of you know Kwoh is your enemy.
It is true, my lord.
So is he mine! And in such bloody distance that every minute of his being throws against my nearest of life. And though I could with bare-faced power sweep him from my sight, and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, as you command us.
Though our lives
Your spirit shine through. Within the hour, at most the moment on it, for it must be done tonight. And far from the palace, always thought I required clearness, and with him to leave no rods nor botches in the work. Reinald, his son, that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves!
We are resolved, my lord!
I'll call upon ye straight. Abide with me! It is concluded. Kwoh, thy soul's flight, if it finds Stonecorn, must find it out tonight!
Is Kwoh gone from court?
I, madam, return again tonight.
Say to the Emperor I will tempt his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
To say to be that which we destroy, and by destruction dwell on doubt and joy. And now, my lord,
scorched by a serpent, not kill it. She'll heal and be herself, whilst our poor Malice remains in danger of her life fangs. But let the fabric of reality distort to the multiverse collapse, ere we will eat our meals in fear, and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. I envy Kahless in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. No steel, nor poison, treason, invasion, nothing can touch him further. Full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife.
Come on. Smile, my lord. Seek o'er your rugged looks and be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I be, my love. So I pray to you. Let your remembrance like Kwoh, who sent him with eminence both with eye and tongue.
What's to be done?
The innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Things bad become make strong themselves by ill. Who did bid thee to join with us, my fair? Ah, then stand with us. The west end glimmers in some streets of day, and soon approaches the subject of our watch.
Give us a light now.
Tis stand to it.
It'll be rain tonight.
Then let it come down!
The adventure continues. In disguise, Picard, Data, and Riker are caught in the laser crossfire. It's a narrow escape. Back on the Starship Enterprise, Counselor Troy has the bridge. Suddenly, there's an explosion. Overcome by a parasite, Geordi is out of control. Lieutenant Worf and Lieutenant Barclay lure him off to sickbay with a holographic image of his friend, Hugh Bohr. Calm is finally restored to the bridge. Temporarily. Star Trek, The Next Generation, bridge playset and action figures, new from Playmates.
Cool.
he's good that did the like for Rhina. If thou didst it, thou art without parallel.
My lord, Rhina is escaped.
It's my fate again. I had else been perfect. Old as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and gentle as the casing air, but now I'm cabined, cribbed, bound in saucy doubts and fears. But Kwoh is safe!
Ah, my lord, safe in the ditch he bides, with 20 trench dashes on his forehead, the least of death to nature.
Thanks for that. There the grown serpent lies, the worm that's fled hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present. Get thee gone, we hear ourselves again tomorrow.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The beast is soul that is not often got while 'tis a making is given with welcome. From doesn't owe. From thence the sauce to meet his ceremony. Me who were there without it.
Sweet remembrance! Now, good digestion wait on appetite, and health on both.
Mid leisure, I would say.
Here have we now our country's honor roofed. Will the grace person of our Kwoh present, who I'd rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absent sir lays blame upon his promise. Please, your highness, to raise him to royal presence.
Our place is full.
Here's a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it moves, your highness?
Which of you has done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou darest not say that I did it. Never shame my glory locks in me!
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Worthy friends, sit! My lord is awful thus and happy from his youth. Pray you keep seat. For the fit is momentary. Upon a thought you will again be well. If much you know, so you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed and regard him not! Are you a Klingon?
I am a bold one that dare look upon that which might call the devil.
Roest, stop! Why do you make such faces when all is done? You look but on the stool!
Did you see that? No! Why, what care I? If thou canst not speak to, if charnel houses and operations and those we bury back, our tombs will live these revulsions!
What? Quite unmanly folly?
I stand here, I saw him! He made the time had been that when the brains were out, the man would die! And there it ends. Now they rise up with 20 more murders on their crowns and they push us from our stools! This is more strange than such a murder is!
Holy Lord! Your noble friends do lack you!
I do forget. Do not muse at me, worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Long health to all, come sit, and I'll sit up this. Give me some nod. I drink for the general joy of the entire chamber. And to our good friend Kwoh, would that he were here. To all in him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the bread.
Alive! And quit my sight! Let the earth hide me! Thy bones of bitterness, thy blood is cold! Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou hast stared at!
Think of this imperial rather think of personal! 'Tis your heart, only its blood, the pleasure of the time!
One man dare, I dare! Approach thou like a rugged rocky and dare! The arms twice there told the hurricane tiger! Take any shape of that, my firm nerves will never tremble! But be alive again, and dare me to the wilderness with thy breath! If shaking I am, then leave me the baby of a girl! And terrible shadow, unreal mockery head! Why so? Being gone, I am a Klingon again. Really, sit still, sit.
Displaced the mirth and broke the good meaning of most admired disorder.
You make me strange. But now I think you can hold such sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fear.
My lord, what sights?
I pray you speak not! He grows worse and worse. A question enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once!
Good night, and a better health attain His Majesty.
A kind good night to all!
To the vault.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have by magpies and nymphs and rooks brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost an odd morning, which is which?
How sayest thou that Martoff denies his person at our great beast?
Do you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will say it. There is not a one of them, but in his house I keep a servant paid. I will tomorrow at the times I will to the weird sisters. More shall they speak! For now I am bent to know by the worst means the worst! For my own good all causes shall give way. I am in blood stepping so far, why to wait no more? It be as tedious as go over. Strange things I have in head, which will to hand, and must be acted that they may be scanned.
He lacked the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, we're to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that once hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
He shall spurn faith
Only I say, things have been strangely born. The gracious, noble, unforgettable Kahless was mourned deeply by Macbeth after he was dead. And the right valiant Kwoh walked too late. Whom you may save, please you? Ragnar killed. Before Ragnar fled. Men must not walk too late. Who cannot want the thought how monstrous it was that some pet should kill her gracious father? Damn fact! How it did grieve Macbeth. Did he not straight in Klingon rage the two delinquents tear that were the slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was that not nobly done? And wisely too, for it would have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it. So that, I say, he hath borne all things well. And I do think that had he Kahless girl on his penal colony on the icebound graveyard of Rorapente, she should find what happens to a Klingon who kills her father. And so should Ragnar, but peace. For from broad words, because he failed his presence at the Emperor's feast, I hear Martoff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell me when he bestows himself?
The daughter of Kahless, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the Vulcan Science Academy, and is received by most logical Subak with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect. Now, thither Martoff is gone to pray the High Commander upon his aid, wakeful in space and rational Subak, that by the help of these, with argumentation to ratify the work, we may again give to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, free from these feasts and banquets displays of cowardice, all which we pine for now. And this report hath so exasperated the Emperor that he now prepares for some attempt at war.
My prayers go with you.
Thrice the bright cat hath hewed. Thrice at once the hitch did whine.
I hear cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go. Into the voice of Emperor's throne. Toad and under cold stone. Days and nights us but we walk. Swell the venom, sleeping not. Boil out rust in the charming pot. Double, double, toil and trouble. Fire burning, cauldron bubble. Fillet of a pretty snake in the cauldron boiling with. Eye of newt and toe of frog. Wall of bat, tongue of dog. Adder's fork and a blind worm's sting. A lizard's leg and an owlet's wing for a charm of powerful trouble. Like a hell broth, boiling bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble. Fire burning, cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragons with the wolf, which is mommy and bog and wolf. Of the raven's healthy sharp, root of hemlock dipped in the dark. Klingon kidney dark of hue, gall of going slips of view. Finger first strangled babe, dish delivered by a trap. Make the cruel thick and slap, and there too a tiger's chaudron for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble. Fire burning, cauldron bubble. Cool it with Andorian blood. Now the charm is ferment. Good. And now the cauldron sing, examining all who you live. And the pricking of my nose.
though yeasty waves confound and swallow navigation up. Though blade corn we lost, the trees blown down, though castles topple on their warriors' heads, answer what I ask of you!
Speak, you man!
We'll answer.
Say if those rather hear it from our mouths, or from our masters.
Come, let me see.
Pour himself blood that hath eaten an eye hero! Grease that sweat from the murderous Jupiter into the flames!
I alone
Like a silver office set to be strong!
Tell me, thou unknown power!
He knows my thought, hear his speech, but see him not!
Beware, Martoff. Beware the house of Martoff. Dismiss me. Brother!
Whatever thou art, for thy good caution thanks for one word more!
He will not be commanded! Here's another more potent than the first!
Be bloody bold and resolute. Laugh to scorn the powers of men, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Martoff! What need I fear of thee? Yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take upon the fate. Thou shalt not live! So I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What is this that rises like each your king, and wears upon his brow the rounding top of sovereignty?
Listen and speak not to it.
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care who chase, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be, until Praxis' wound shall come against him.
That will never be! Who can impress the moon? Sweet Burnman's good. Yet my heart strong to know one thing. Tell me if your art can tell so much. Will Kwoh's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more!
I will be satisfied! Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you! Let me know!
Show his eyes and breathe his heart! The shadows so far! is welcome. Pay!
Saw you the weird sisters? No, my lord. Came they not by you? No, indeed, my lord. Ah! Infected be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust them! I did hear the sound of transporters. Who was it came by? 'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word Martoff has fled to Vulcan. Fled to Vulcan? Aye, my good lord. Time. Thou anticipatest my dread exploits. From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart will be the firstlings of my hand. And even now, to crown thoughts with acts be thought and done. The house of Martoff will I surprise, seize upon it, put to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and any unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cool.
What have you done to make me cleave to Vulcan?
You must have courage, Valkyrie.
Courage? He has none. He has no honor. When our actions do not, our fears do make us slaves.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fears.
Wisdom? To leave his wife and his babes, his mansions and his titles, in a place from whence he himself not fly?
He loves us not. He lacks a warrior's mind. Even the Tafnor, the most diminutive of birds, will fight, or young within her nest against packs of Crenshaw. All is the fear, and nothing is honor. As little is the wisdom where the plight so runs against all reason.
Dearest coz, I pray you school yourself. But for a husband he is noble, wise, judicious, best knows the fits of the season. I take my leave of you. Should not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. I am so much a fool should I stay any longer. It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once. If you take a holy man's advice, be not found here. Hence with your little ones.
Sirrah, your father is dead. And what wilt thou do now? How wilt thou live without a father?
It's hard to do, Mother.
What, bones and mud?
Well, I mean, and so do they.
Poor little tog. Thou'st never learn to fear the net nor the jintax spear, the pitfall nor the ticklet.
Why should I, Mother? Poor tarts that are not set forth. My father is not dead for all you're saying.
Aye, that he is. And how wilt thou live without a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I could buy 20 at any market.
You'd buy it just to sell again.
Thou speakest with all thy ways, and yet in faith with enough believe.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, it's one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Everyone that swears and lies is a traitor and must be killed.
And must they all be killed that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must kill them all?
But the honorable men.
Then the liars and swears are fools, for there are liars and swears enough to beat the honorable men and kill them all.
Now, poor monkey, how wilt thou live without a father?
If you were dead, we'd weep for him. If you were not, it were a good sign I should quickly have a new father.
Poor little brother, how thou talkest. But whither shall I fly?
Klingon Empire, where to do harm is often honorable. To do good sometimes accounted dangerous folly. Why then do I put up the so un-Klingon defense to say that I have done no harm?
What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified where such as thou might find him.
He's a most dishonored traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain!
What, you runt? Ah!
He has killed me, mother! Run away!
Let us seek out the desolate shade and there reap our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal backward, and like good men bestride a downfallen birthday. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, that it resounds as if it felt with Kronos, and yelled out like Silver of Dolor.
Tyrant, whose soul name blisters our tongues, was once thought honorable. You have loved him well. He's not wronged you. Yet. But I am defenseless, and something you may deserve of him through me in wisdom. To offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous. I would not be the villain that thou thinkst for all the planets that are in the tyrant's grasp, and the Alpha Quadrant to boot.
Be not offended, and speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our empire sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think with all those be hands uplifted in my right, and here from gracious Vulcan have I offer of military assistance. But for all of this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head or wear it upon my sword, that our empire will have more vices than it had before, more suffering, more sundry ways than ever by her that shall succeed.
What should she be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particular vices so grafted that when they shall be opened, Black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow, and my poor estate will esteem him as a lamb being compared with my confined calm.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, outrageous, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there is no bottom to my voluptuousness. None. Your sons, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cisterns of my lust. And with this, there grows within my most ill-composed affection such a staunchest avarice that were I empress, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and the other's house, and my more having would serve as a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and the loyal, destroying them for wealth. But I have none of the king-becoming graces, justice, verity, temperance, stableness, bounty, perseverance, mercy, courage, fortitude. I have no relish in them, but abounding in the vision of each and several crimes acting in many ways. Nay, had I power, I would pour the sweet on a stove pour in the breath of uproar the universal peace, confound all unity in the galaxy.
Not Kronos!
If such a one be fit to govern to speak, I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. Oh, empire miserable, with a disloyal tyrant bloody scepter. When shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since the truest issue of thy throne, by her own interdiction stands accursed, and does blaspheme her breed, thy royal father was an honored warrior, the queen that bore thee, fighting in all the righteous wars, till every day that she lived. Fare thee well. The evils that thou repeatest upon thyself have banished me from Kronos. Now, my breast, thy hope ends here.
Martoff, this noble passion, proof of integrity has from my soul wiped the black scruples. Reconcile my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth, by many of these visitors, has sought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over prejudiced haste. But now I put myself to thy direction. I unspeak my own attraction. Fear of joy that takes and blames the lay upon myself as strangers to my nature. I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn. Scarcely have I coveted what was my own, and no time broke my faith. I would not betray a Ferengi to its fellow, and delight no less in truth than in light. My first false speaking upon myself was this: what I am truly is Dom, and the Klingons people to command. Was indeed before thy, here approached those who fought with a boisterous warlike vessel already at a point preparing for it. Now put together, and a chance of honor due like our warranted Kwoh. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile. See who comes here.
Klingon, that I know him not.
Ferocious cousin, welcome hither.
No, nah.
Was Kronos where it did?
Oh, alas, poor world. Almost ashamed to know itself. It cannot be called our mother, but our grave. Where nothing but who knows nothing is once seen to smile. Where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air made not mocked. Where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. No. The dead man's knell is there scarce asked for who. And good men expire before the god in their dishes. Dying or ere they sicken.
Oh, relation, too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
By that of an hour's age doth is the speaker. Every minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Would that I could answer this with comfort, but I have words that would be howled in the desert air where hearing should not latch them.
What concern they? The general cause? Or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
Every mind that's honest in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me, let me have.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound they've ever yet heard.
I guess at it.
Your fortress is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered.
What man? Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the old front heart and bids it break.
My children too?
Wife, children, servants, all that can be found.
And I had to be away. My wife killed too?
I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicine of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All of my pretty ones. Did you say all? How can all? When all of my pretty throng together down and want their swoop?
Fight like a Klingon.
I shall do so. But I must also feel it as a Klingon. I cannot but remember such things were. They were most precious to me. Sinful Martoff. They were all struck for thee. Not that I am. Not for their own demerits, but for mine. Fell slaughter on their souls. Death rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart and rage it.
I can fill the oceans with my tears. Compose verses with my tongue. But, silent heavens, cut short our intermission. Front to front. And bring thou this fiend of Kronos and myself within my sword's length set him.
This tomb goes manly. Come, our vessel vessel is ready. Go we to the bridge. Our duty is to depart. Macbeth is ripe for shaking. Commanding engineers, stop their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights watching you and can receive no truth in your reports. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty flew the bird of prey, I have seen her rise from her bed, sit by the viewer, rouse it, speak to it, afterwards close it, and again return to bed. Yet, all this while in a most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature, to receive at once the benefits of sleep and do the effects of waking. In this slumbery agitation, besides her walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
That which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone, nor having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo, you, here she comes now. Oh, and this is the very guise, and on my life, fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close. You see? Eyes open. Eye and the senses shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
This is an accustomed action with her, to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her continue in this for a quarter of an hour.
Yet here's a spot.
Ah, she speaks. I will sit down and will come soon to satisfy my remembrance the more strongly.
Out, damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why? Then 'tis time to do it. Grandmore is murky! Fine, my lord, fine! What? A soldier yet afeared. If need be fear who knows it, when none can call our power into account. Yet, who would have thought the old man to have soul and blood in him?
Do you want that?
Captain Martoff had a wife. Where is she now? Once these hands are be clean! No more of that, my lord. No more of that.
Go to, no, you should not.
She has spoken, she should not, I am sure of that. No one knows what she has known.
Here's the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes of rice will not sweeten this little hand. Oh!
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I have known those who have walked in their sleep to have died normally in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your alpha wave and do so look not so pale. I tell you yet again. Kwoh is buried. He cannot come out of his grave.
Even so?
To bed. To bed, there's a ship about to dock. Come! 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 Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Will she go down to bed?
Directly. Now, the whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. Good night, good doctor.
Captain, before Chalk-class attack cruiser draws near, let on my sampan for allies Suvok and the good Martoff. Revenge burns within them, for to their noble cause would to the bleeding and grim alarm excite the mortifying hand.
Near Praxis Moon. Shall we well meet them that way? Are they coming?
What does the tyrant?
His warbird patrols the skies of Kronos. Some call him mad. Others that lesser hate him do call it a valiant fury. But for certain, he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule.
Now does he feel his secret dishonor sticking on his hands? Now minutely revolt, upbraid his faith breach. Those he commands move only in duty, nothing in glory. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him, like a giant's robes upon a dwarfish thief? Who then shall blame his pestered senses to start and recoil when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there?
Well, set coordinates and engage. Give obedience where it is truly owed.
Trajectory to Praxis Moon set.
Bring me no more reports, let them fly on! Till the Praxis Moon do come against me, I cannot taint with fear. What's the girl's song peck? She not born of woman? Such a one I to fear, or not? The spirits that know all mortal consequence have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth, for none born of woman shall ever have power over me. So fly, cowards, mingle with the folk and epicures. The mind I sway by and the hearts I bear will never sag with doubt nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon! Where gottest thou that shriveling look?
There is a...
Tribbles, villain!
A vessel, sir.
Go prick thy face and overrend thy fear, thou little boy! What vessel patch? Death of thy soul! Those linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear! What vessel, way-face?
Attack cruiser! So please you.
Take that face hence! Durus! I am sick at heart when I behold Durus, I say! This battle will cheer me ever, or deceit me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life is given into the sea, the yellow leaf, and that which should accompany old age as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends, I should not look to have, but in their stead, curses, not loud but deep, mouth on breath, which the poor heart would fain deny, and dare not. Durus!
What is thy gracious plan?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, as was reported.
I will fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Bring me mine armor.
It is not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out more probes. Skirt the sector out. Execute all the talk of fear. And bring me mine armor. How goes your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord. She is troubled with thick-coming fancies that keep her from her rest.
Cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow. Raise out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw science to the dogs, I'll none of it. Here, put my armor on. Bring me my necklace. Doctor, if thou couldst, test the urine of mine empire. Find her disease and purge it to a sound and pristine health. I would applaud thee to the very echo that would applaud again. Pull it off, I say. What hypo sprays? What purgative drug would scour these rebels' heads? Hearest thou of them?
Aye, my good lord, your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it at me! I will not be afraid of death and doom till I fight against the Praxis Moon!
Were I from Kronos away and clear, prophet again should hardly draw me here.
Cousins, I hope the day was near at hand that these worlds will be safe.
We doubted nothing.
Captain, we are approaching a large Class 3 natural satellite in orbit around the Klingon homeworld.
Moon of Praxis!
Captain, this vessel has been outfitted with an experimental cloaking device. It will effectively make our hull transparent and undetectable to enemy sensors for a short amount of time.
Then let the vessel's dawn is closed. Thereby shall we shadow the location of our ship and make discovery air in report of us.
It shall be done.
Help, hold up, hawk! Shots, hawk!
Indeed.
Raise our shields on the outer hulls! The cry is still there, come! Arthur's strength will have a fight to score! Lay our force with those that should be ours, we might have met them careful, forehead to forehead, and beat them backward home! What was that noise? I'd almost forgotten the taste of fear. The time had been, my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek. My fellow hair would at a dismal treatise rouse and stir as if life were in it. But I've supped full of horrors. Direness familiar to my slaughterous thoughts cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The Queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for subtle work. Tomorrow. And tomorrow. And tomorrow creeps at this petty pace from day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour on the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thy story quickly.
Gracious, my lord, I will report that which I say, see, but know not how to do it.
Will speak, patach!
As I compared to long-range sensors, I scanned toward Praxis, and anon methought the moon began to charge phasers.
If thou speakest false, upon the next asteroid shall thou be left alive, until suffocation take thee. If thou speak sooth, I care not if you do for me as much. I hold in resolution to begin to down the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not until Praxis moon do come against you. And now the moon charges phasers. All hands to stations. Ring the alarm bell, rowers! Blow wind! Come wreck! At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Make all of our favors speak. Give them all breath. Inspiring harbingers of blood and death.
Fire your phasers.
Returning fire!
Captain, phasers have drawn power from the cloaking device. The cloak is now at 30%.
Not near enough. The cloaking screens, throw down. Show like those we are.
Captain, I have a visual on a four-child battle.
Some pack! Fire on the somethers! Lose all torpedoes! Roast the rebel gallaglasses in the house!
There are reports of casualties on deck 7. We have lost forward phasers.
This shall be the place of final blows. This ain't where the tyrant's engines.
Roar, pretty fellow close. Engines not slave!
They incline me to escape, I cannot fly! But bear light, I must fight the cause!
will hunt me still.
What is thy name?
Thou would be afraid to hear it.
No. Though thou call thyself a colder name than an olive grandpa.
My name's Macbeth.
Feckler itself could not pronounce a name more hateful to my ear!
No more fear.
Thou lies, abhorred tyrant! My blade will show you the lies thou speaks!
Spare thy charm, and let the fettler that thou still hast served tell thee. Martoff was from his father's blood untimely cloned.
In fact, if thou would tell me so, would have count my better parts of Klingon. I'll not fight with thee!
Then yield thee, coward! And live to be the show and gaze of the times. We'll have thee, as our rarer monsters are, painted on a pole and underwrit. Here, may you see the tyrant.
I will not yield, and kiss the ground in young Soulpen's feet, or be baited with the rabbit's curse. Though Praxis moon do fire phases, and our opposed being of no woman born, yet I will fight the last!
has made a soldier's death. He only lived until he was a warrior, but like a warrior he died.
Had he his hurts before?
Aye, on his front.
Why then a warrior of honor be he, and so his knell is known. Here comes Lord Comfort.
Empress, for so thou art. Behold, where stands the usurper's cursed head, the time is free. And see thee compassed with thine empire's pearl, who speak my salutations in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, Empress of Roest! Hail to the Empire!
My friends and kinsmen, henceforth be warlords. First ever to Kwoh in such an honored name. What's more to do, be planted newly with the times? Carving out those foreign planets abroad that sought to opportune themselves in our conflict.
Ah! What? No. This seems most illogical.
And whispered this king like queen, who assist out by self-invited hands, took off her life. This, and what needful else calls upon us by the blood of Kahless, we shall perform in measure, time, and place. And those of you whose places are nearest, know that we will establish our state upon the honored Martoff, whom we name hereafter Prince of Praxis, which honor must not unaccompany in death testimony, but signs of honor like stars shall fall on all deservers.
The Prince of Praxis. Now that is a step on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap, for in my way lies. Stars, hide your fires, let light not see my dark and deep desires.
Thanks to all and each one, and sound the sacred round that we are Klingon!